It worked.
I'm not touching that thing. It's going to chew my face off.
That's a good Snook.
So today we fish with a couple different rigs. We use a standard slip sinker rig, which is a piece of 60-pound fluorocarbon leader with a 6.0 Chokar circle hook, inline circle hook. And then comes to a swivel. We tie it to a swivel. Then we had a 1-ounce sinker above the swivel. And then this is just 30-pound braid. So that's one of the rigs we used. We use that when we don't have a whole lot of flowing tide, and we just want the bait to go out and the sinker to get on bottom. We can just let line out and adjust it. Let the bait get a little bit away from the sinker anytime we want. But when the tide picked up and we get in a lot more current, we use what they call Palm Beach rig. And I just know it because it was originated in Palm Beach. We have the same 6.0 Chokar circle hook, 60-pound fluorocarbon leader, probably 24 inches of it. And then we have a swivel and your 1-ounce sinker. And then we have about 18 inches of 40-pound leader with another swivel above it. And the idea is that the sinker can only go so far. And that'll keep your bait from getting sucked out away from your sinker too far, and allow the whole rig and bait just to kind of cruise along and move along on the bottom. And if you want to hold it stationary straight behind the boat, it'll hold it straight. Just a little different rig to use around the inlets and in moving current. You don't see it a lot other than in Stuart, Jupiter, and Palm Beach, but pretty cool rig to use. What's going to happen now is the bait fish are going to sort of change out. We're not going to see as many thread fins, pilchards, and other herring species, sardines, around the inlet. What we're going to start to see is this big gathering of mullet as we start to see the fall mullet run sort of begin. It's already starting now. We're starting to see mullet gathering up on the shorelines, big schools of them, and we'll see them on the beaches in big schools. And as these fish push down the beach and come in the inlets and then go down the shorelines inshore, the snook are going to lock onto the school and stay with them. So when you're fishing a mullet school and you see it blow up by a dock, or a bunch of snook blow up by a dock, and then they move along and they hit another dock and they blow up, those aren't snook at two different docks. Those snook are with that mullet school. So the snook are gonna follow the mullet from the beach into the inlets and then inshore, where they're eventually gonna end up for the winter. So now sort of their transition period where they're migrating back inside. We'll have that probably for the next 6 or 8 weeks going on. So the diet's going to change. The snook are really going to focus on mullet. So topwater plugs, saltwater sass and shads and dye dappers, anything that looks in the mullet colors that looks like a big mullet, big swimming plugs, and of course live mullet are going to really be the focus. The other thing we're going to get a change on the new and full moons from extreme low tides to extreme high tides. We're going to start seeing a lot of water. And what that does is it spreads the fish out on the flat. So the fish can be anywhere on a flat, but it puts a lot of water on the seawalls. So the fish are really going to lock on the seawalls. So that's where you want to go. You fish the flats in the low water when you have extreme low tides, because it concentrates the fish. And when you get the extreme high tides, you go to the shorelines and fish the seawalls and docks and the bridges. So we'll see those two big changes taking place over like the next 6 to 8 weeks.